Okay, now that we have our avatar, we're going to start developing our messages for that particular avatar. And the goal of our message development is to create messaging that speaks directly to that specific avatar. As I said in our avatar development video, we want to pick our ideal prospect and tailor our messaging to speak directly to that ideal prospect. And our messaging that we develop will be used at each stage of the sales cycle. And actually, I have always, at all of my businesses where I employ salespeople, this messaging that I create, it's wonderful because it gets used in all of your marketing materials, but it also gets used in all of your sales script development as well. So if you have salespeople working for you, or if you're the salesperson, the work that you're doing here to develop these messaging points will go across everything that you're doing between your marketing and your selling, if you're doing it right, because you want to be consistent in your messaging points across everything. So use this as you develop sales scripts and conversation scripts, and you'll have a nice consistent messaging flow from your marketing all the way through to closing your deals. So the message development then, the message that we create will drive the specific content that we create, the headlines, the copy for our, as I said, for everything, for our marketing content, for our ads, for our sales scripts, everything. So this is a very important exercise and a very useful exercise, and one that I've always found that when I'm done with it, it's very satisfying because I feel like I've really created an asset that I'm going to use for a long time at my business. So again, we're going to target one avatar. Whoever your avatar is, that's who we're going to develop this messaging for. And I would suggest that whatever avatar development format here that you've done, you get this out, you print it out, hang it up on the wall in front of you, or open it up on another monitor as you work on your messaging development, so you can see it in front of you and reference it the whole time that you're creating your messaging. So this is an example of a message development worksheet, and you can see here I've just put the avatar name and the industry of that avatar. So here we're doing a VP of sales in telecom, and on the left hand side, as you can see in our messaging development, we want to create messaging that speaks to the goals, problems, needs, and objections of the avatar that we're selling to. So the goals, problems, needs, and objections. And then across the top, we have the avatar response, solution messaging, the value to the avatar, and the proof points. And you put all these things together, and these are the things that go into, again, a messaging document, a headline, an ad, a blog post that you're writing, whatever it is, to speak to this target avatar that you're going after. So we start with avatar response. This is essentially what the avatar would say to you if you were interviewing this person. So if you ask this avatar, what are your goals? What are your problems? What are your needs? What are your objections? The avatar response is what you would expect that this person would say back to you. So in this case, to get more leads, to get more qualified leads, more consistent lead flow are the goals. The problems, current lead generation efforts aren't geo-targeted. The needs, must be able to measure, must be able to tie to ROI. Objections, don't know how to do Facebook advertising. Solution messaging, and this is just an example. These are just points that I've made up just to illustrate. Solution messaging. So the solution messaging is essentially, what it's our response to what the avatar is looking for. Indicating what our solution can do for them. Okay, so in response to the goals that this avatar has, Facebook ads generate the most targeted and affordable leads for the telecom industry, able to predictably develop a consistent flow of leads even on a low budget. In response to the problems, Facebook ad platform allows for the most scalable yet narrowly defined targeting of any ad network. 100% trackable, and can be outsourced for a fraction of the time and cost of doing it in-house, so they don't need to know how to do Facebook advertising. And then the value to the avatar, right? There's a important difference between the solution messaging and the actual value to the avatar. And you want to make sure that you carefully illustrate what the actual value to the avatar is. Don't assume that they can make that leap from your solution statements to the actual benefit to them. You want to call out those benefits specifically. So the value to the avatar: create industry-leading sales growth, finally deliver qualified sales leads to their salespeople with consistency, improving morale, increase quality of leads and less wasted budget, can clearly identify which campaigns are working and which aren't, no more wasted spending, and allow the business to stay focused on core roles and responsibilities. And then proof points. You want to be able to back up any claims that you're making in your marketing and in your messaging with proof points. So having some sort of case studies of companies in an industry who have been successful, industry stats, market research. You can demonstrate the specific targeting capabilities, in this case of the Facebook ad network, and the specific tracking and reporting capabilities. You could illustrate the cost of an in-house team development versus outsourcing. So hopefully you can see here what you're doing is you're putting together all of the language that you're going to use. Again, if I was sitting down and having a conversation with this prospect, this is the language I would use. If I was writing a sales letter to the prospect, this is the language I would use. If I was writing a blog post, I would want to incorporate these points into my blog post. Okay, so this messaging, once you've created it, it really is just an absolute workhorse at your business to be used in so many different varieties of formats and functions at your company. So it really is a satisfying exercise to get done. Now, key with message development, each avatar will have different messaging. Okay, what you'll find is that, of course, as you're developing different avatars, that a lot of your messaging is going to overlap. They're going to have similar desires and problems and things like that. But what's important is that every avatar also has something that's really pretty darn unique to them. And when you can identify that, and you can identify those differences, if we go back to our two avatars before in my previous video, where one woman was a corporate employee her entire life, the other was an entrepreneur, and the company was her baby. Those people have two very different sets of problems and needs and goals, and learning to speak the specific language to each of them that they want to hear, so that they know that you understand them and they have confidence that your solution is really going to solve their problems, is incredibly powerful. So start with a single avatar. Don't water down your message trying to appeal to everyone. Okay, good marketing messaging alienates people. Okay, good marketing messaging alienates people because it speaks so strongly to a specific audience that other people don't respond to it and tune it out. But that's okay, because you will eventually have messaging speaking specifically to those other people as well. Okay, but for now, we want to develop content that speaks to that one avatar at a time.